Hi, this is Sean Smith, and first of all, welcome to the Pink Caddie Coach app. It's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm glad you've got your hands on it. In this short video, I want to share with you the tracking function. This is definitely the central feature of this app. So I want to tell you 4 things: why you should track, what to track, how to track, and what to do after you're done tracking. So first of all, let's talk about why you should track. Simply put, success is measured. It's going to be very difficult for you to be successful in your business if you don't measure what you're doing and pay attention so that you can adjust along the way. And the other thing that happens is when you track your numbers the way I'm going to suggest you do, you will be detaching yourself emotionally from the part of your business where the emotion doesn't belong. You know, a lot of people just get stuck in the emotion of their results, and it doesn't give them any way to change those results. The third reason is so that you are working on your business as a business owner and not just always in your business as an employee, so you can continually focus on moving your business forward and growing. And the final one is to get some good old self-acknowledgement, to pat yourself on the back and notice your efforts so that you can pay attention to the progress that you're making. Again, most people are just looking at their results at the end of every week and every month. They're not where they want to be, and it's not very encouraging. But when you see the numbers add up and you focus on the fact that you are taking steps forward, it'll be very encouraging for you to keep going in your business. The second piece is what to track. For any of you that have paid attention to what I teach, my philosophy is that you should always track and judge yourself on activities, and not just results. In your Mary Kay business, the only thing you can control are your activities. You cannot control if somebody answers the phone, if somebody says yes to your business, if somebody buys your products, but you can control whether you make the phone calls, whether you talk to people about your business, and so on. Now, when you break your bigger goals into these manageable activities, you focus on them on a daily basis, they become more believable. As soon as your goals are no longer believable, you won't commit to them anymore. And if your goals are not committable, it's going to be so much easier to give in when you deal with all the emotional obstacles and so forth that your business is going to bring with it. So let's talk about how to use this tracking function. We've got 10 things that I suggest you track in 3 sections. The first section is phone calls. So you've got your customer calls, you've got prospect and booking calls, you've got coaching your hostess calls, and you've also got calls to coach your team. I think those are pretty self-explanatory, and it's important to separate these out so that you're not just tracking all of the calls that you're making. It's important to distinguish between the different kinds of calls. The second section is lead generation. The facial box conversation means if you ask a business owner if you can place a facial box in their store, whether they say yes or no doesn't matter. You get a point if you ask for the placement. Watering flowers is my version of saying give people some kind of compliment. So if you go up to somebody when you're warm chatting and you compliment them on anything at all, it counts as watering their flowers, because any warm chat or conversation has to have a beginning, and I want you to track the beginning steps, your efforts into the warm chatting conversation. I don't want you to beat yourself up if they say no, don't give you the right number or anything like that. The final section here is positive programming. This is something that a lot of people totally glaze over, but I want you to acknowledge and give yourself credit for going to your success meeting, for going to a larger training event, for listening to audios or reading positive books that are going to program your mind in the correct way, and self-care. Now that could be going for a walk, exercising, eating well, it could be taking a bath, it could be, going to yoga. Whatever that means for you, this is going to be different, but I want you to put this into your success recipe, that you are taking care of yourself. Now these are the categories. What you do with this app is you simply touch the box with your finger, and each time you touch the screen, the numbers will increase. They'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Now let's say you meant to touch the facial box conversation, but you accidentally touched the water your flowers box. What you would do is touch the screen and hold it down. After about a second or so, there's going to be this little blue box that shows up, and that blue box will give you the ability to subtract numbers or add numbers if you made some kind of mistake there. At the end of the week, you're going to have all of these numbers, and you can see that they total up on the right-hand side, and they total up down at the bottom too. So you can pay attention to how many customer phone calls you made over the course of a week, how many coaching calls, etc. And you can also pay attention to your daily numbers. Now, when you have these numbers, what I want you to take a look at is your activities versus your results. So if at the end of the week you're not happy with your results, I want you to take a look at your numbers and scrutinize the different activities that you made. So you might find that you made a lot of customer calls, but you didn't make hardly any booking calls. No wonder why your calendar doesn't have any bookings on it, right? Because you weren't making the right kind of calls in order to get bookings. Or vice versa. Maybe you realized you didn't have a lot of income coming in because you didn't make any customer calls to see if they needed, any products and so forth. So when you really scrutinize these numbers, what will happen is you'll see where you can adjust your activities from one week to the next. And anytime that you have something to change from one week to the next, you're going to have hope. But if all you have at the end of the week or at the end of the month is the result that you're not happy with, but you don't know what to do differently, it's going to be very difficult for you to have any kind of hope, any kind of desire to get up and get into your business again. But I promise you, on a weekly basis, if you take a look at your numbers, it will change the way that you're able to adjust going forward. And when you make micro adjustments, small adjustments, but you make those adjustments every single week and every single month, your business will continue to grow. You'll continue to make the right moves. You'll continue to create more leverage. You'll continue to be more of a business owner rather than just an employee. And anytime that you want to compare your current week to the following week, that'll be pretty tough. Anytime what I mean to say is anytime you want to compare your current week to the previous week, just hit the history link either on the front screen or in the top right-hand corner of the tracking feature. So hopefully this makes sense. I know it'll help you take your business to the next level. If you have any questions, comments, you want to share your success stories, anything whatsoever, just email us at info@pinkcaddiecoach.com. I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you soon.